Very welcome to all to guys. We have today's scenario is to today's scenario is to what is that today's scenario? Today's scenario is the news of the 4th March 2023. This is the today's scenario that we have done in our lecture. So continuously for March 2023. So important point we have to note it down. So firstly, quad bets for free open Indo-Pacific. Okay. First is quad working group to be formed a counter new forms of terrorism, radicalizations and violent extremism. The foreign minister of quad countries on Friday reaffirmed the grouping commitments for the free and open Indo-Pacific and said it strongly supports the rule of law, sovereignty, territorial integrity and the peaceful settlement of disputes. In comments seen as an oblique message to China. After External Affairs Mr. Jaishankar, US Secretary and State, US External Affairs Minister Antony AB Antony Blinken. Okay. His Japanese countries Japan Yoshimasa Yashi and Australia Penny Wong met. It was announced that the Quad working groups on counter-terrorism would be established to explore measures to counter new and emerging forms of terrorism, radicalizations, and violent extremism. The ministers vowed to work closely to align the complements Quad agenda with the Japan's presidency of the G7, India's presidency to the G20 of the United States, APEC, Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation, APEC. What is the full form of APEC? Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation. Okay, this is first continuously 3, 4, 5. Okay. Host in the following the meetings, the four ministers attended the Raisina dialogue and spoke largely about the conservation of interest of the Quad members nations. For us, the future is so much in the Indo-Pacific. Our engagement throughout the region, both through the Quad and its other ways, it is comprehensive as an deep as in the time of IM. Remember, Blinken said while Blinken and Wong were India's to attend the G20 foreign ministers, Hayashi came to Delhi to participate in the Quad meeting. In a joint statement after the Quad meeting, the minister said that the meeting reaffirmed the Quad steadfast commitments to supporting a free and open Indo-Pacific, which is inclusively the resilient. The Quad minister resilient. The Quad minister of the unequivocally demanded terrorism and violent extremism in all its forms and denounced the use of terrorist proxies and financially to military support terrorist organizations which could be used to launch or plan terrorist attacks including transnational and multi-sport known as transnational and cross-border strikes. They retailed their condemnations of terrorist attacks and which claimed lives of the citizens from all the Quad countries. We strongly support the principle of freedom rule of Quad calls for lasting peace in Ukraine. The foreign minister Quad on Friday called the lasting peace on Ukraine in the concurred without naming Russia that we are the use of threat to use the nuclear weapons is an inadmissible. The issues figured at the meeting among the foreign ministers of Quad in a joint statement. The foreign minister said they underscored the need for the comprehensive, just, the lasting peace in the Ukraine in accordance with the international law. We continue to discuss our response to the conflict in the Ukraine and the immense human suffering it is causing, and concurred that the use of threat of use and nuclear weapons is admissible in medieval. The foreign minister said we underscore the need of comprehensive, just, and lasting peace of Ukraine in accordance with the international law, including the UN Charter. They said India has not yet condemned the Russian offensive. US Secretary to State Antony Blinken What is the second news? Gas starved Pak to get another 1.3 billion from China to boost forex. Okay. Islamabad. Gas strapped Pakistan will receive 1.3 billion in financing from the Industrial and the Commercial Bank of China Limited is coming days to help shore up its foreign exchange reserves. Finance Minister Ishak Dar said on the Friday. The money, which he said will come in a three phases, is crucial for the South Asian economy, which is facing a balance of payment crisis with its central bank foreign exchange reserves dropping to the levels barely able to cover 3 weeks to imports. China has already received a 700 million loan from China to help boost its forex services. They said the total 1 2 billion in effect Pakistan borrowing back to the debit repayments it has paid to Beijing for the previously agreed loan. China has made a great show of friendship, Dar said. Rise from the 10 billion by the June. Deeper into junk, citing fragile external position, Dar said Pakistan will need 5 billion external financing to close its financial gap this fiscal year, which ends in June. More external financing will be coming in Pakistan only after Islamabad signs a deal with the IMF, which the minister said should be done by next week. The lender has been negotiating the deal with Pakistan since early last month to clear ninth review, which is approved by this board, will issue over 1 billion tranches of 6.5 billion bailouts agreed in 2029 19. We will, God willing, take this country out of this quagmire, Dare said, dismissing concerns in concerns of a default risk returns. Sri Lanka rises rates, relax currencies banned as it seeks to secure IMF credit. Sri Lanka Central Bank raised interest rates on Friday to tackle inflation and said it would relax its currency band to move towards a market determined exchange rates as it seeks to secure a bailout from the IMF. The bank raised its standing deposit facility rate and standing lending facility rate by 100 basis points each to 15.5% and 16.6%. The country is awaiting approval of over 2.9 billion IMF bailout package. Central Bank Governor Nandalal Veer Singh said that the rate increase All the prior actions have been fulfilled, and he has he was hopeful to the IMF bailout being approved within the month. Despite the increase in the rates, the central bank expects market rates will continue to reduce, while on the currency front, the country will gradually move towards a market driven exchange rate regime, where Singh added to that the island nation economy has been squeezed by the financial crisis, with the growth of contracting by the estimated 9.2% last year. Central bank raised the rates of the record 90 until Friday 100 basis point increase. Can't be dependent on military supplies from abroad. The biggest lesson that the Indian armed forces can draw from the ongoing Russian Ukraine war is that they cannot be dependent on the supplies of military hardware and software from abroad. Chief of the Defense Staff General Anil Chauhan said on the Friday, speaking during an interactive session at the Russian Raisana dialogue. General Chauhan also said the government initiative to ensure self-reliance in defense is providing the operation to produce key platforms and weapon systems in large number of within the countries. It has earlier assumed that wars in the future earlier assumed that wars in the future would be short and shift, but the longish Russian-Ukraine conflict has dispelled that notion, throwing up questions whether countries should develop capabilities for short, intense wars or should they prepare for a long haul. But the biggest lesson for us is that we need to self-reliant in the weapons productions, General said. India invites Israeli arms firms to invest a joint ventures. India on a Friday in a visited Israeli arms companies to further deepen their investment in joint ventures with Indian firms by identifying new areas of collaborations, especially in niche technology. Defense Minister Rajnath Singh, in the telephonic conversation with his new Israeli counterparts, Major General Yoav Gallant, also highlighted the Indian government priorities for indigenous defense manufacturing under the overall Atmanirbhar Bharat policy. India attaches tremendous importance to its ties with Israel, Singh said, while acknowledging the cooperations of Israeli industries towards nurturing a vibrant, the world-class defense manufacturing ecosystem in India towards this end. Singh expressed satisfaction at the signing of some key Ministry of Unions between the Indian and Israeli companies during the recently concluded Euro India. The Israeli Defense Minister highlighted positive role played by India in the region that conveyed his government interest in enhancing the strategic partnership between the nations, the official said. Rajnath, Israeli Defense Minister, discussed key defense projects. Defense Minister Rajnath Singh on a Friday spoke to his Israeli counterpart Major General Yoav Gallant and discussed key projects relating to the co-development and military hardware. It was Singh's first conversation with Gallant after the became Israeli Defense Minister around 2 months back. The Defense Israel Defense Minister General Yayov Lenint and is seeing first conservations with Glenant after the become Israeli. The Defense Minister said Singh underlined India's priorities of indigenizations and domestic manufacturing of the defense equipment under the Atmanirbhar Bharat, self-reliant India. It said we acknowledged the cooperation of Israeli industries in nurturing the world-class defense manufacturing ecosystem in India and invited them to deepen investment in joint ventures with Indian companies to identify the areas of collaborations, particularly in the niche technology, niche technology. No, was happy to speak with the defense minister, Israeli Major General Yov Gallant. India attaches tremendous importance to its relation with Israel, Singh said in the tweet. Looking forward to work closely with him regards strengthening the defense cooperation between both the countries, he said. Sources said the two ministers discussed key points relating to co-development of military hardware. Australia Dakins in first foreign university to get node to set up campus in India. The International Financial Service The International Financial Service Center Authority on Friday said it has been given approval to the Deakin University of Australia to get up its campus in Gujarat Gift City. With this, Deakin becomes the first foreign university to get a node to set up the campus in India. DEA Deakin First Foreign University first to get set in India. Gujarat. IFSCA International Financial Service Center Authority. Wara. We have approved the Deakin University beside the campus in Gift City. Australian Prime Minister Antonio Australia PM Anthony Albanese will make an official announcement about it during a function to be held on the Gandhinagar on the March 8. It said this is the first university that will set up its campus in India. Srinivas said the International Financial Service Center Authority is a unified authority of the financial production, financial services, and the financial institutions. India at present, the GIFT IFSC is the maiden international financial services center in India. We are expecting many more foreign universities to set up their campus here. We are in talks with another Australian university and UK based university that have shown interest in setting up the campus here in Gift City. GIF Gift City, Gujarat. This is the major development as the university will offer the same courses as they are offering in Australia at the fraction of cost. Srinivas said, adding that students will highly benefit from it. Australian PM Albanese is expected to visit Gujarat on March 8 and 9. PM Narendra Modi is also scheduled to come to Gujarat on March 9. Anthony Albanese and the gift city. Okay. West raking up issues at G20. Russia's Lavrov. Russian's foreign minister. Russia's foreign minister Sergei Lavrov Lavron on Friday hit out the Western nations, accusing them of wrecking the Ukraine issues during the G20 meetings and claiming that nobody gave a damn over the situation in the Iraq. Nobody gave a damn over the situation in Afghanistan, Yugoslavia, and the previous deliberations of the grouping. Participating in the Raisina dialogue here, a combative Lavrov also wondered why everyone was asking Russia whether it was ready to negotiate to end the war when Ukrainian President Volodymyr Volodymyr Zelensky Volodymyr Zelensky Volodymyr Zelensky has signed a decree making negotiation with Moscow other President Vladimir Putin a criminal offense. Lavrov said US President Joe Biden and NATO Secretary General NATO Secretary General James Stoltenberg have publicly. So that's all for today, guys. Okay, this is our end of the news of the 23 March. Sorry, this is the news of the 4 March 2020. The 23 March will be coming soon, friends. No, just come and watch. We have to improve day by day, and we in 23 March we can do even more better in our life, and also in our eye, and also in our YouTube channel. So please sit silently and let's see what is happening. So let's make a quick review of the 4th March 2023 news. Firstly, in the quiet bets for free, Open Indo-Pacific cash-starved Park to get another $1.3 billion from the China to boost forex. CDS can't depend on the military supplies from the abroad. And India invites Israeli arms firms to invest in the joint ventures. Rajasthan Israeli defense minister discuss key defense projects. And Australia Deakin University is the first university to set its campus in India in Gujarat. Deakin University. And West Ranking Cup issues at G20's Russia's foreign minister US's Foreign Minister Sergey Lavrov. Sergey Lavrov. Yeah. So this is a quick review, and after that, in what we write in is what is the oblique meaning. U.S. External Affairs Minister is Antino Blinken. Antony Blinken. Antony Blinken. Antony Blinken. Japan. Yoshimasa Hayashi. Australia. Penny Wong. Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation (APEC). Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation. Resilient. Univocally. Israeli Defense Minister General Yoav Gallant. Niche Technology. Tekin University, first to get the site of Ninja Gift City, Gujarat. International Financial Service Center Authority. USPM. What is the USPM? Sorry, Australia PM. Anthony Albanese, Gift City, Gujarat. Russian Foreign Minister Sergey Lavrov. Sergey Lavron. And NATO Secretary Jens Stoltenberg. Jens Stoltenberg. So this is all today, guys. Okay, love you all. We will meet soon.